Hey everyone, this is Jeff Hyatt with Synergy Solutions, and today we're going to talk about how to do volumetrics in your back room. As always, please make sure you're using the correct PPE and glasses and the correct chemical gloves as well. So let's get started. So the first step of doing any volumetrics is to figure out how much you're actually using per application. So there are two ways to do this. The first way is to use graduated cylinders and to see how many physical milliliters you pull out of that cylinder per application. The other way is to use a scale to measure the weight. Today we're going to talk about how to use a scale. So the first step of this is to actually put the container on the scale, and obviously you want to also put in your pickup stick or your foot valve, whatever you're using at the time. And it's very important to get all of this on the scale before you tear or clear the scale, so that you know that no extra weight that falls in a different place could affect the reading of this. So now that we have everything on here, we're going to go ahead and tear our scale, and we're going to wash the car to see how much we use of this application. So now that we have our reading, we know how many grams we're using of this product. We do a little bit of math and we can figure out how many milliliters we're using of this product by dividing how many grams that were actually pulled from the container by the specific gravity of that chemical. This number is going to give us our actual milliliters of usage of the chemical. Once you have that, it's a little more math to get to where you actually know what you're spending per application. So basically at this point, you're going to take your cost of the container, whatever it is, and divide that by the milliliters in that container. If you're using a 5-gallon container, that would be 18,295 milliliters. Once you have that, you basically just divide the cost of that container by the milliliters used, and you will have your cost of that application. For this example, a 5-gallon container is $200. Now I take that $200 and divide that by 18,295, and that will tell me that we are using about 1 cent per milliliter. Since we've used 5 milliliters in this test, we've spent 5 cents on this application. So now that we know the cost for this one application, we're going to continue down the line to get the readings for each one, and that will let us know what our cost per car is total. Thanks for joining us today. For more tips and tricks, please join us at synergygetstart.com.